Alrighty, Shalom once again. This is Brother Gabari Allah from the GMS Toronto camp. And I just want to give all praises, glory, and honor due unto Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakah HaKodash. And double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone GMS that rule well and that do teach well, that have taught me this truth. To you I say Shalom. And Shalom to the hopeful elect, Kwame Ashal and Ababa Ball. So what you see on the screen here is a video that was made by GMS South Carolina '08, which that's Elder Manata Zakba's channel, and I'll put a link in the description. Okay, so you can go watch the video. And it says here, if you love the Lord, you hate evil. Esau is evil. And just cutting, he's basically just cutting the madness of the IUIC, starting with Nathaniel, which he is the head of the IUIC organization or church. And Nate basically pulled a General Gehenna, man. And it shows that he took that bag and he just doesn't care anymore. So he's bought and paid for. But he pulled a General Gehenna. And General Gehenna, he's the leader of the IUSAPK. Right? You can go search that up yourself. I don't really want to get into it. But years ago, General Gehenna came out on live television making a statement saying, we don't hate white people, God hates white people. And that's exactly what Nate is doing now. He's following in Gehenna's footsteps, right? Which that's off. You're supposed to hate white people. Matter of fact, the scripture says that be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect, which means you're supposed to follow the Father's example. And that starts with Yahushua, first and foremost, of course, the whole volume of the book. But it is written that the Lord hates Esau, Edom, when you go into Romans, the 9th chapter. So if the Heavenly Father hates white people, or Edomites, Salakia, Edomites, okay, that means you're supposed to hate them too. And I'm going to show you that you're not supposed to like these devils, right? And he makes a lot of mistakes in the video. I'm talking about Nate. When you listen to it, he says, thou shalt not abhor an Edomite, which he doesn't understand that. When you go into Deuteronomy 23:7, when you see the word Edomite, okay, that's actually a clerical error. The word Edomite is not talking about Esau, Edom. It is referring to the word Syrian. All right, and in the Hebrew, it should be Araramia. And if you understand who the Syrians were, they were related to Abraham. They were Abraham's family members. So that's a clerical error, right? So he's taking that, he's not really explaining that right. He made a lot of mistakes in this video. He goes off. So that is off. Right, and when you go into Deuteronomy 26, verse 5, Jacob was referred to as a Syrian, and that is because he was living in that land. He lived in that land for about 20 years when you go into the history. Look it up. So that is a clerical error on how he's saying that, thou shalt not abhor an Edomite. He doesn't know what that means. That doesn't apply to Esau, Edom. That's referring to our people. Okay? So that's off, right? And there's been many shows and breakdowns of Deuteronomy 23:7, or thou shalt not abhor an Edomite. Now, I'm going to go into Romans chapter 12, verse 18, because he's telling you in the video, I'm talking about Nate, he's telling you in the video that you shouldn't hate these devils because you live around them. You got to go to work. He's your boss. He pays your check and he pays you a salary. Blah 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 blah. But okay, fair enough. But that doesn't mean you don't forget that he is the wicked, and that doesn't mean you stop hating him because he starts paying you a check, or because you have an Edomite girlfriend or Edomite wife. You still got to remember what they've done. They're the wicked at the end of the day. And they hate you. And they hate your power. Right? And if they had it their way, they wouldn't want you to exist. Go back into slavery, man. if you go back into a time machine and you were to put yourself in the days of slavery, these devils hated you. And the way they were thinking back then, they couldn't perceive you doing the things that you're doing now, being free, walking up and about, right? But a lot of you Jakes have forgotten that. Now, anyways, let me move on, man. I don't want to spend too much time talking about that. Now, let me get Romans chapter 12, verse 18. Now, it says here, if it be possible, as much as lieth in you, live peaceably with all men. And right now, it is possible to live peaceably with Edomites. It is possible in this day and age because you have laws that are set in place to keep you away from Edomites or from hurting each other, right? There's laws, right? There's something called racial tolerance, affirmative action. So there's laws set in place for you to live peaceably with these Edomites. But that doesn't mean you forget that they're the devil. That doesn't mean that you don't hate them, because they're the wicked and they've done a lot of wicked things on this earth, right? So this precept, it's teaching you how to apply wisdom while living among men, especially your enemies, right? So yeah, you're supposed to live peaceably with them, but that doesn't mean you forget that they're the wicked or you don't hate them, right? That's not what this precept is telling you to do, okay? It's showing you how to be wise among men, right? So he doesn't understand that. He's mixing that up. Now let me go to Matthew chapter 22. Where should I start? I'm going to start at 17 because Yahushua teaches you wisdom. He goes on along the line saying, render unto Caesar what's Caesar's. You got to pay him tribute, but you also got to pay tribute onto the things of the Lord. So this is Matthew chapter 22, verse 17. Tell us, therefore, what thinkest thou? Is it lawful to give tribute unto Caesar or not? But Yahushua perceived their wickedness and said, why tempt ye me, ye hypocrites? Show me the tribute, money. And they brought unto him a penny. And he saith unto them, who is this image and superscription? They say unto him, Caesar's. Then saith he unto them, render therefore unto Caesar the things which are Caesar's, and unto the Most High the things that are the Most High's. So yeah, he is right. That's all a part of paying tribute. What he's really going into. Yeah, of course we live around these devils. Of course, the money that we use has Esau's face on it. So yeah, we have to use it. We have to go about our day-to-day. We have to pay tribute. We have to pay taxes. He's our boss. He tells us what to do. He tells us when to get up to go to work. Yeah, of course. But that doesn't mean we don't hate him. Right? So yeah, we're supposed to render the things unto Caesar. Right? And yeah, the Lord's showing you how to apply wisdom when dealing with this devil. Right? You're supposed to agree with him. But that doesn't mean you like him or you love him. You're supposed to still hate him. Right? Now, what else can I get here? Oh, yeah, here's a good one. Let me get Deuteronomy chapter 2. And I'm going to start at verse 3. This is how we're supposed to deal with these Edomites. Right? We're supposed to deal with them. Right? And this is how we dealt with them in the past. And and it still applies today. Right? So this is Deuteronomy chapter 2. And I'm going to start at the 3rd verse. And Yahweh spake unto me, saying, Ye have compassed this mountain long enough. Turn you northward, and command thou the people, saying, Ye are to pass through the coast of your brethren, the children of Esau, which dwell in Seir, and they shall be afraid of you. And why are they afraid of you? Because, well, you're the sons of God, obviously. And you're very powerful. And also, the relationship between the Edomites and the Israelites are not good. right? So yeah, they are going to be afraid of you. And really they're afraid of you because of your power, which is Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Okay, so obviously it says they shall be afraid of you because the relationship isn't good. And that's always been the case. The relationship between Esau and Jacob has never been good. Never. Okay, and it's not going to change. We've always hated each other. So it says here, take ye good heed unto yourselves, therefore, meddle not with them. So the Lord is telling you not to fight with them. Okay, but that doesn't mean you don't hate them. Okay, that doesn't mean you don't hate them. Just don't fight with them. So it says, verse 5, meddle not with them, for I will not give you of their land, no, not so much as a foot breadth, because I have given Mount Seir unto Esau for a possession. There you go. So that's his land. That's his portion. Right? And we're not supposed to oppress a man and his heritage, right? The Lord doesn't want us to do that. So we're not supposed to fight with them and quarrel and make war and take their land. But it says here, this is the point, verse 6, ye shall buy meat of them for money. So you're supposed to barter and you're supposed to trade with them. And that's what we're doing to this very day. We're trading with these devils. We use their money, we buy food, we go to their grocery stores, we go to their schools, right? We go to their doctors. Hell, we're in their system. We're so-called law-abiding citizens, right? We have a birth certificate, we have a SIN number, we have contracts with the state. So that's all a part of buying and selling. But we're not supposed to meddle with them. All right, we're supposed to apply wisdom. But that does not mean we don't forget that they're the wicked, that they are devils, and that we're supposed to really hate them because Yahweh Bashem Yahushai hates them. Those are two different things, and he's mixing up these things. He's mixing that up. So it says that ye may eat, and ye shall also buy water of them for money, that ye may drink. All right. For Yahweh thy power hath blessed thee in all the works of thy hand. He knoweth thy walking through this great wilderness. These 40 years Yahweh thy power hath been with thee. Thou hast lacked nothing. And we're still in that wilderness. We're in Babylon the Great. This place is a jungle. This is called the valley of the shadow of death, right? We're still in that wilderness. We're not in the promised land. We're not in the kingdom of heaven yet. We're in this devil's territory. We're in the wilderness. All right? So you have to remember that. Now, if you're in the wilderness, you have to apply wisdom. You have to be smart. You may have to take the low when dealing with these devils. You might have to shake their hands, smile, and pretend. You're going to have to do that. You have to play the game. Right? But that does not mean you forget that they are the wicked. That does not mean that you stop hating them. You just have to pretend and tolerate them. That's it. All right? And that's why I started off with Romans chapter 12. All right? Romans chapter 12 and 18. Okay? You have to use wisdom when dealing with these devils. All right, so now I'm going to go into, see here. I'm going to go into Exodus chapter 17. And this shows you that we're not supposed to like Esau, Edom. And really, it's going into Amalek, which Amalek, he is a part of the nation of Edom. He's a tribe out of the nation of Edom, Amalek, House Amalek. And you can also go into, I believe, I think that's Genesis, the 36th chapter. It talks about the dukes of Esau, and Amalek is one of the dukes. So he comes out of Esau. Now, this is Exodus chapter 17, verse 13 here. And it says here, and Joshua discomfited Amalek and his people with the edge of the sword. And Yahweh said unto Moses, write this for a memorial in a book, and rehearse it in the ears of Joshua, for I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. Okay, and this is what the Lord's going to do. Okay, he's going to get rid of Amalek. Verse 15, and Moses built an altar and called the name of it Jehovah Nissi, for he said, because Yahweh has sworn that Yahweh will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. Now, what does that mean, though? Okay, this was written for direction to Israel, never to make any league with the Amalekites. Now, the Amalekites, they're a part of the nation Edom, right? They're Esau, Edom. They come out of that nation. So we're not supposed to like them. Okay, and that's a memorial. That's something that you're supposed to remember. That applies to this very day. It still applies. Okay. So yeah, you're never to make any league with these Amalekites, and you're supposed to look upon them as enemies, doomed to ruin. Okay? And this shows you that if anybody comes up against the Lamb and his servants and his family, you're going to be at war with the Lamb. And that's what this shows. That's what this shows as well. So, this proves that we're not supposed to like these Edomites. We're supposed to hate them. So I hope that makes sense. So anyway, that's my 2 cents. With that, I just want to give all praises, glory, and honor due unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And shalom to the hopeful elect. Kwam Yashala.